Folks, welcome back to Minuteman Command. Christian McCollum here. I got my guy Tommy Guy here with us. An absolutely epic UMass official visit weekend. We saw several commits. I think we're up to like 7 commits from the 12 or so prospects that visited this weekend. I think there could be more coming out of that, but UMass fans, it's exciting, but don't get used to this. Tommy, these are not the kind of hauls you usually expect from official visit weekend.
No, I mean, it's something you want. It's something you're hoping happens. But, for those guys that have that many guys commit after one weekend, I mean, shows so much of the program, the guys that they're going hard on, not spending all their time maybe on guys that they can't get, but, shooting for the stars and getting some really guys and just putting all their time and all their eggs in one basket and grabbing some really big names this weekend.
Yeah. And obviously one of the biggest names, quarterback Tyler Bell. It's one that we have Tommy on. From St. Peter's Prep in New Jersey. We've talked since Harris Simiak's hiring about how important New Jersey is. Tommy, remember years ago, we went down to Giant Stadium to see the New Jersey State Championships. In St. Peter Prep was the main game. We went to go see Will the Thrill, remember?
Will Hill, yeah, one of the best high school football players I've ever seen out of North Jersey.
Yep. So St. Peter's Prep produces guys, former Notre Dame quarterback Brandon Wimbush, Cody Simon, Shane Simon, and for people, if Minka Fitzpatrick, this is the high school Minka Fitzpatrick went to. All right. So, and this is a big time high school. And whenever you get a quarterback from that high school, it's huge.
Yeah. And I think that sometimes these schools are so recruited that they can get over recruited at times. So when I heard that UMass was going after St. Peter's quarterback, I looked him up, watched him play, and I'm like, wow, this kid's phenomenal. I know he had some really other good offers. And, it's going to be a tough one for UMass to get, but after this weekend, obviously it was a match made in heaven for both of them.
Yeah, you got to credit Coach Harris Simiak, Coach Bajakian, and Coach Belcher for getting this done. They had to go to battle to get this one done.
For sure.
Right. Let's check them out. Let's check out some of the film.
Yeah, so, as you guys are watching this film, all our viewers, just understand that this is as high of the level of competition as you're going to see in high school football. We talked about a few other guys from Don Bosco and things like that, but that's the league that St. Peter's Prep plays in. They play in the best high school football league in the Northeast. And, I know some people can argue that, but when it comes down to it, this is the top dog league. So here we go with Tyler. Just relax, taking his drop. Eyes are all down the field. Looked like a seasoned vet right here. So calm and just putting the ball very, very layered. And if you go back and watch this again, you can see this is underneath the safety, over the linebacker, underneath the safety, just put in a perfect area for his guy to run, catch, and accelerate after for a touchdown. This is a high-level throw, but when you watch this guy and the more and more our viewers check Tyler out, they'll see just how poised and calm he is, but also how extremely versatile he is.
Yeah, he's the way he's throwing this so calm, it almost looks like this is wide open, but it's not wide open, is it?
No, you would think he's throwing this ball in air, but he's layering this thing in a spot where only his guy can get it. And if this thing's a little shorter, a little deeper, it's getting picked.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right, let's go to the next one.
Talk about some versatility, so I want to make sure everyone saw this clip. So Tyler makes a good decision here. He's not a run-first guy. He's a pass-first guy, which I love. He creates, some plays with his legs. But here's one right here where, he's playing against – team that's bringing a lot of heat. He's anticipating to throw this ball off the play action. The pocket breaks down, but again, look at him, not a panic, just a short movement and then an acceleration. And what I love about this, Christian, is you're seeing him run. He's running for this end zone the whole time. He's going to get movement. He's going to get a first down. But here he comes out of this pocket right here. He sees a crease. He's got the vision and a great move right there. Great move on that backer coming downhill who had plenty of space and plenty of room to make this tackle. And this could easily be a great play if this is a gain of 10 yards right here. But instead of gain of 10, it's a 30-yard touchdown. And, to have that dual threat where, again, pass first, run second, is what you want at the next level.
Tommy, I hate to do this, but, as a casual viewer, he looks like somebody I've seen before. And I'm not saying he's this guy, but just this play and that movement, that's very C.J. Stroudish to me. That's exactly how C.J. Stroud moves in the pocket. Those short little – it's not even sudden. It's just that short little slide to get away from, one defender there, back into the other, and then running. It just looks like C.J. Stroud, even number 7 and everything.
It's a great example. And I think one of the things that makes it look so much like that is he kind of looks effortless. Like we talked about in the first pass he threw. And then this run right here, you know, he doesn't look like he's moving super fast because he doesn't look like he's giving as much effort, but he is moving. He's scooting.
All right, let's check out one more.
And here we go. Here's a great clip. So if you see in the beginning of this clip right here, they're in trips. You know, they're 3x1. And number 3 is just running an arrow route out, and you got 2 verticals. And these verticals are pretty close to each other. So one's a little bit outside the hash, and one's outside on the numbers. And again, he's throwing it in between 2 defenders, the safety in the corner, where, again, this ball's thrown a little bit outside. This ball's a little bit underthrown. It's got a little too much air on it. It's not going to be completed. And not only that, he's giving this guy – this is a field throw. This is a long throw right here. You know, he's throwing this ball from the right hash all the way to outside the left hash, and he's good 35 yards down the field. And he's hitting him in stride and giving this guy an opportunity to get some yards after catch. But it's a great read. He's super calm, and he's got, you know, just so much upside, this kid. And, you know, outside of playing, you know, Christian, and you know this, doing this a long time, you know, coming from a program, we could talk about what we want, but it means a lot, where he's been in the weight room, he's been working out, he's going to come in there with this mindset, and he's been competing. You know, no one's ever handed this kid a job. You can tell by watching him that he's a competitive kid. You know, he wants to win. You can see from his second run, you know, again, had the first down, could have slid, could have got down, instead makes a move, you know, and gets an extra 20 yards to get in the end zone. So real excited for UMass. I know, you know, I mentioned eggs in one basket. I know this was their guy. This was their 26th quarterback, you know, talking to some staff members and things like that they really wanted. And they were so excited to have him up on the visit. And obviously things went well.
Yeah, and we've said it over and over and over again, even on this podcast, but you were just talking about they are getting these players from these types of programs is huge. You know, if you're a Western Mass high school football, you know, fan, unless you've been inside Springfield Central High School, these New Jersey schools are different. Like, they are different. Like, I've been inside St. Peter's Prep. It is like a college football, you know, facility. When you get there, it is not like your typical high school football that I know I grew up with. There's a legit weight room. It's about the business. St. Peter's Prep has a tight field. It's in Jersey City. There's not a lot of grass around it, but, you know, it's all about football. When you're in there inside that program, you're learning how things are done at the college level, and it just makes that transition. It makes your individual transition to college a lot easier, and it sets you up to be a leader amongst your class. When you have some other classmates that maybe they didn't grow up in that kind of program, you're able to kind of usher them along and show them what, you know, college football is really about.
No doubt, no doubt. You hear Coach Arseniak all spring and, you know, in the offseason just talk about competition. He wants the best competition in the room. So Tyler Bell's going to bring some competition to everyone, but he's also going to a quarterback room that's full and really good right now. So that competition level just went up. So they have 5 really good guys in the room right now. Now they're about to have a 6th, and they're all going to compete and, you know, make each other better.
Yeah. So, all right, Tommy, man, we really appreciate it. Like we said, it's been a crazy weekend for UMass getting all these commits. And at some point, you know, we're going to try to get breakdowns of each and every one of those guys. But for now, we appreciate you helping us out, hopping on and talking about Tyler.
All right. Great seeing you, Christian.
Thanks.